Hi, my name is Elizabeth and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here we like to talk about astrology, numerology, and everything written in the stars for you. Today, let's talk about Venus retrograde. Venus is officially going to be going retrograde on March 2nd through April 13th. This is going to shake up all of our relationships in our lives and have us reassess who we surround ourselves with, our groups of friends, who our close one-on-one relationships are, and who our best friends are. We might also see a reevaluation of the things that we find creative expression in, things that we create, the things that we're writing, the things that we are producing, the videos we create, the things that we're creating visual arts for. These are also going to undergo a period of great transformation during Venus retrograde. Venus is going to start in the sign of Aries, which is going to be known for self-expression, who we are as people, our own individuality, how we view ourselves, and it is going to be going retrograde through the sign of Pisces. Pisces is known for deep creation. It is known for being creative, psychic, intuitive. So when Venus is going to be going retrograde from Aries into Pisces, we are going to be going through a period where we are going to be reevaluating the things that bring us creative freedom, creative expression, and how we as people pertain to this. We might also see this in our one-on-one relationships, our friendship groups, our business practices. Many of us will be taking our creative endeavors to a whole nother level as we start to think of our artwork as a form of creative expression and a way to really express ourselves individually. And we might even gain new business partners with this. We might be getting brand deals or something like that, where you're taking your own creative expression and how you view yourself, and you're now going to be thinking of it also in a partnership way. So you might get a partnership from a big brand. You might work with somebody. If you are in the business world in a creative field, maybe you're getting new partners, new sponsorships, things like that are going to help you more throughout Venus retrograde. I definitely think that Venus retrograde is going to be a good period for all of us. However, things might get shaken up just like a little bit in the beginning, just to kind of make sure we're not 100% comfy yet. You know, that's kind of like what retrogrades like to do. When they travel through a sign, they tend to shake things up a little bit so you can reevaluate and reassess what kind of is going on and how you can better yourself. The fact that Venus retrograde is also going to be taking place during Mercury retrograde is going to be very, very major, as not only are we going to be assessing our one-on-one relationships and who we surround ourselves with and how it pertains to us as an individual, we are also going to be reassessing our communication style and how we speak to one another and how each of us partner with one another, and who we surround ourselves as it pertains to our friendships, our close connections, our marriage partners, and how this can benefit you and self-better yourself. I'm also going to go through all of the rising signs to kind of give you guys a quick rundown of how this is going to affect you. Be sure to look at your sun, moon, and rising sign in order to make sure that you have a full picture and a full understanding of how Venus retrograde is going to affect you. Starting with Aries rising, Venus is going to be going backwards through your first house into your 12th house. During this time, you are very, very focused on yourself, who you are as a person, how you present yourself in this world, how you present yourself creatively in this world. And all of this information that you are going to reassess, reevaluate, and relearn from during the time of Venus retrograde, you're going to work to better yourself by changing your appearance, by working out more, and reassessing things that are going to help you better yourself and the way you see yourself. And once it hits Pisces in your 12th house, you might even turn to spiritual matters in order to solve it even further. You might get more interested in astrology, tarot, numerology, or something like that that will help you better yourself. If you're a Taurus rising, Venus retrograde is going to be going through your 12th house and into your 11th house of Pisces. Starting in your 12th house of Aries, you are going to find that you are going to be in a secluded situation where you really need to drill down and focus on yourself. You're going to be focusing on the things that can improve your finances. You might go through a period where your finances might be a little bit, something might happen to your finances during this time, or maybe if you have tenants, they miss their rent or something like that. You know, during Venus going retrograde through your 12th house, something could happen to your finances where you're isolated and alone. And during this time with the planet Venus, you might be going in and thinking of all the ways that you can improve yourself. How can you improve your finances? How can you improve relationships? And when Venus finally dips back into your 11th house in Pisces, you are going to actually be able to bring these dreams into fruition. You are going to be able to take all of the lessons that you learned when Aries was going backwards through your 12th house and then self-better yourself once it goes through your 11th house of social networks, your friend groups, your close connections, your allies. That is what you are going to be doing during Venus retrograde. Gemini rising. Venus is going to be going retrograde through your 11th house into your 10th house. This is going to be a time where you really focus on something like social media, where you're going out and networking and meeting new people and growing your networks and your close connections and who you connect with during the month of March. You are going to be really focused on expanding your networks, how you can relate to other people in order to grow your finances and better yourself in your career. And then once Venus dips back into your 10th house, this is going to allow you to take all of these new social connections and the positive people in your life, and then use that to help improve yourself with your career and your public standing and image. Cancer rising. Venus is going to be going retrograde through Aries, which is your 10th house, and into your 9th house of Pisces. You are about to embark on a time period in your life where you are reassessing the things that you're putting out into the ether, what you're putting out into the world in order to better yourself and in order to improve your career, improve your finances. You might also begin to partner with other people in order to improve your social standing, improve your reputation. And when you put yourself out into the world, your reputation will blossom and grow. You could even consider having something like a brand deal or a partnership if you're on social media that will allow you to expand and reach new people in order to better your career. And once Venus goes back through your 9th house of Pisces, you are going to be learning new things. You are going to be taking the time and learning new things that are going to help you better your career even further. Maybe you finally decide to go back and get a degree. Maybe you take like a short certificate class, or maybe you watch YouTube videos like this where you're looking to self-improve yourself. Or maybe you go and you watch more videos or listen to podcasts where you're looking to self-better yourself and learn new technology in order to improve your public standing and public image. If you're a Leo rising, Venus is going to be going retrograde through your 9th house and into your 8th house of Pisces. When Venus is in your 9th house, you are going to be looking to better yourself through learning, education. You might also be more interested in spiritual matters. Perhaps you invest more in spirituality practices. Perhaps you get some crystals, tarot cards, or something like that that will help you improve yourself and increase your wisdom. You could also invest more in learning tools or books that could help you better yourself in the long run. And when Venus goes retrograde through your 8th house, you are going to take all of that learning and wisdom that you learned when Venus was going retrograde through your 9th house and bring it more into the light when Venus finally goes retrograde through your 8th house. You could also potentially earn some extra money from other people through your expertise in these subjects that you just learned. Virgo rising, you are going to have Venus retrograde through your 8th house and into your 7th house. During this time, you are going to be reassessing your financial situation. You might also be in the midst of tax season, or maybe you're thinking about going back and trying to pay off your debt or come up with a plan in order to pay off your debt. You could have a car loan, or maybe you have student loans that you were getting really serious about actually paying down to make sure you don't have any more debt. And when Venus is going retrograde through your 8th house, it will allow you some time to actually sit and think about how you are going to do this. And when Venus goes through your 7th house, you might also consider developing a partnership with somebody or expanding your business by partnering with a business or getting a sponsorship in some way that will allow you to gain more money in order to pay off your debts once Venus goes direct through your 8th house. Libra risings, Venus is going to be going retrograde through your 7th house of one-on-one relationships, your close connections, your friends, the people who you consider your best friends, the people who you consider your close connections and your allies and your friends. And you are going to be reassessing your relationships with them. You are going to be reassessing who you surround yourself, who are the positive people in your life, and you're going to be going and only trying to make sure that you're building close connections with them. You might also, during this time period, decide to start dating more. You could go out and decide to go on more dates in order to find a marriage partner. During this time, you could also decide to start taking dating seriously in order to find a marriage partner. Maybe you hit an age where you are ready to settle down and get married, and that is exactly what you want to do. And during Venus retrograde, you are sitting back and reassessing the situation and coming up with a plan in order to make this happen. And when Venus goes retrograde through your 6th house, you are going to then focus on your health, how you can improve your health in order to attract somebody or attract people who you want to be around. You're also going to be focused on your work life and your coworkers and attracting people who are beneficial for you and who are going to benefit you in the long run. This retrograde for Libra is all about partnerships and all about the people who we surround ourselves with and how we can better who we're surrounding ourselves with in order to improve our lives. Scorpio rising. Venus is going to be going retrograde through your 6th house of Aries and into your 5th house of Pisces. During this time period, you are really going to be focused on yourself, how to self-better yourself with your work life, your health, your relationships at work, your coworkers, the people who you surround yourself at work with, and how you can self-better yourself with those social standings and your work life as a whole. You're really focused on even investing more into your own personal health. Maybe you get a personal trainer. Maybe you're attending a gym. Maybe you're investing more in healthy food. Maybe you're taking care of your body more often. Maybe you start a side hustle in order to self-improve yourself and bring in more money. Maybe you're doing some of those things while Venus is going retrograde through your 6th house. And once it goes through your 5th house, you are then going to be investing more money and time and effort into creating things. And this could go hand in hand with improving your work, improving the things that you create at work, improving your side hustle. You might be investing more into creating artwork, creating content, creating videos, things like that, that will help you better yourself in the long run. Sagittarius rising, you are going to be having Venus go retrograde through your 5th house and into your 4th house. During this time, you might be reassessing your relationships with children, and you might also be reassessing your home life once Venus enters your 4th house of how your home life would improve if you had children and how you beautify your living area. During this time, you are really going to be focused on what your living space looks like, how you can improve your living space, and the people who you surround yourself with, even maybe your marriage partner or your spouse, or even just the people who you live with, how they affect your living space and how they affect your creativity. This is going to be very important when you have Venus going through your 4th house, because you could also want to improve your domestic living situation, and you could also really start to drill down and think about how children could benefit your life in some way. If you're at an age where it's time to have kids, you could really want to really get serious about putting together like every little detail that you need to know about having children. Capricorn risings, you're going to have Venus going retrograde through your 4th house and into your 3rd house of Pisces. So during this time, you are going to be reassessing your living situation, where you live, and your living space. You might also be listening to certain podcasts or watching YouTube videos about home redecoration, or just more YouTube videos or content in general about your living situation, where you live, your home life, and how to improve your home life. And during this time, you're really going to be thinking about how to improve your living situation and the space you surround yourself with in order to, in the long run, make you happier. You could begin to feng shui your house, where you change it in order to make sure that it is aligned spiritually with what you want. You could also begin to watch a Netflix show like Marie Kondo and organize your house in a similar fashion in order to self-improve your living situation. Aquarius risings, you are going to be having Venus going retrograde through your 3rd house of thinking, the mind, communication, and into your 2nd house of personal finances and earnings. During this time, you're going to be really focused on how you can improve your earning situation and your personal finances, and learning new ways to do this all by yourself. You could be having like a side hustle on social media, or maybe you create like an Etsy shop, or maybe you create and develop like a very innovative product and sell it on something like TikTok Shop or Amazon or Etsy, where you can then gain more money from it in the long run. This month is going to be very focused on thinking about how to make more money. And Pisces rising, this month is going to be all about how you can improve your financial situation with your appearance. Perhaps you start posting more on social media. Maybe you start to try to make more money or gain more financially through posting videos and using your appearance in order to create like a side hustle in order to increase your funds. You might even begin to invest more in social media or invest more in a side hustle that will allow you to use your appearance in order to gain more money in the long run. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Elizabeth. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this.